Tommy Robinson, cleared of terrorism charges. Funded by Elon Musk, the far-right Islamophobic firebrand walks free. His phone unopened, his politics on trial. Was this justice served, or a billionaire's vendetta against Britain's laws? Far-right activist Tommy Robinson walked free from Westminster Magistrates Court on November the 4th after being cleared of terror offences relating to his refusal to unlock his mobile phone for police. The 42-year-old, whose legal name is Stephen Yaxley-Lennon, was stopped by officers at the Channel Tunnel Terminal in Folkestone on July the 28th while driving a silver Bentley registered to a friend. He was travelling to Benidorm, Spain, having purchased his ticket only that morning. Border Force officers detained Robinson under Schedule 7 of the Terrorism Act 2000, which grants authorities powers to question individuals at United Kingdom ports to determine potential links to terrorism. When officers seized his iPhone and requested the PIN, Robinson refused, arguing the device contained confidential journalistic material. Delivering his verdict, Judge Sam Guzzi stated he could not be certain the stop was lawful.
I cannot put out of my mind that it was actually what you stood for and your political beliefs that acted for the principal reason for this stop.
The judge highlighted several procedural failures. Officers who detained Robinson had no real recollection of questions asked during the 40-minute detention. They appeared confused about their powers and failed to record clear reasons for selecting Robinson. The stop, Judge Guzzi noted, gave the impression of an arbitrary decision based on who he was. Defence barrister Alasdair Williamson KC suggested the predominant influence on Police Constable Mitchell Thorogood's decision was simply recognising Robinson. Supporters in the public gallery erupted in cheers as the verdict was announced. Outside court, Robinson revealed his legal fees had been paid by American billionaire Elon Musk. Robinson's acquittal marks the culmination of a defence campaign funded entirely by the Tesla chief executive and owner of social media platform X. In a video posted before his trial began, Robinson thanked Musk for covering his costs. Outside court following the verdict, he expanded on this support.
Police discriminated against me based on my belief and my political beliefs. Now my grievance now, well not my grievance, first of all thank you Elon Musk. Thank you Elon Musk, because if it wasn't for Elon Musk, why is it took an American businessman to fight for our justice here and our fight against terrorism charges for journalists?
According to the BBC, Robinson's defence costs could have reached £500,000, potentially exceeding that figure if appeals had been necessary. Musk's support for Robinson extends beyond financial backing. The billionaire regularly reposts Robinson's messages on X and made a virtual appearance at a rally in central London last September that Robinson organised, which drew approximately 150,000 attendees. The relationship between the two intensified following Robinson's reinstatement to X in November 2023. Robinson had been permanently banned from the platform in 2018 for violating hateful conduct policies. Upon his return, his follower count surged from 413,000 to 1.7 million. Growth observers attribute partly to algorithmic promotion. Musk amplified Robinson's content, particularly during the summer 2024 riots in Britain, when racial tensions erupted across several cities. The billionaire also maintained vocal support whilst Robinson served an 18-month prison sentence for contempt of court, which ended in May this year. That conviction stemmed from Robinson continuing to post misinformation about a Syrian refugee despite court orders, posts which led to death threats against the refugee's family. During his September appearance at Robinson's rally, Musk called for dissolution of Parliament and warned attendees that violence was inevitable.
Violence is coming. You either fight back or you die. We do not have another 4 years, or whenever the next election is, it is too long. There has got to be a dissolution of Parliament and a new vote held.
Policy analysts suggest Musk's interventions in British politics may be motivated by regulatory concerns. The European Union's Digital Services Act and Britain's Online Safety Act both impose requirements on social media platforms that could result in substantial fines for X, potentially reaching 6% of revenue under European rules. Robinson emerged from football hooligan culture as a supporter of Luton Town Football Club. His criminal record includes convictions for assault on a police officer in 2005, whilst the officer attempted to stop Robinson assaulting his girlfriend, and involvement in football-related violence in 2010 and 2011. He co-founded the English Defence League, a street movement opposing what it termed Islamic radicalism. He briefly served as vice chair of the far-right British Freedom Party before leaving both organisations in the early 2010s. During this period, he apologised for previous actions and pledged to assist police investigations into far-right extremism. This cooperation lasted until his parole concluded in 2015, after which he immediately returned to anti-Muslim activism. His subsequent criminal history includes 2 separate incidents of harassing journalists, participation in a mortgage fraud scheme, multiple charges of defamation, disorderly conduct, and contempt of court. He entered the United States using a false passport. He falsely accused one journalist's husband of paedophilia and made false rape accusations against a teenage Syrian refugee. The incident that led to this week's trial occurred when officers at the Channel Tunnel became suspicious of his vague replies about travel plans. Robinson was carrying approximately $20,000 in cash and driving a high-value vehicle not registered in his name. British Jewish organisations have distanced themselves from Robinson despite his recent embrace of pro-Israel positions. Following a government-funded trip to Israel, 5 major Jewish groups issued a joint statement describing him as a thug representing the worst of Britain and stating the vast majority of British Jews utterly reject everything he stands for. Robinson reportedly owes $2.6 million to creditors and $430,000 in unpaid taxes. Reform United Kingdom leader Nigel Farage has refused association with him. The case has sparked debate about counter-terrorism powers and their application. Anti-racism organisation Hope Not Hate argues X's algorithmic promotion has transformed the platform into what its research director describes as a conglomeration between a bespoke far-right platform with continuing mainstream reach. Robinson's acquittal leaves questions about how Schedule 7 powers should be deployed and whether political beliefs influenced law enforcement decisions in this instance.